Hi, I'm Reverend Tom Kearns. Welcome to 333 Magic 9, where the tarot cards and the stars work together to bring you insights of a cosmic nature for your life. Please take a moment to subscribe and hit the little bell for notifications so you'll know when new videos are put up. FYI, I am using a 0-degree equal house chart, so the small numbers in the center of the circle may not match, but the interpretations are correct. I am doing this to conserve paper due to the many forests that are being destroyed by fire. Now, let us take a closer look at your cards and stars. October is always a transitional month, and the first week of October starts under the light of a full moon, and therefore the tarot card Luna. Now, this card is often associated with difficulties or deception when dealing with other people. But since there is a full moon and there's a lot of extra emotional energy around, we can also be rather sensitive, and so this could represent that our psychic abilities are enhanced. The question becomes will you be able to keep yourself clear and avoid misunderstanding other people and their motives? It's important that you do not let your imagination run wild. Woo! Rather, use your imagination as a productive tool, and this may be helped because the moon is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, so this can help enhance that. Now, there are difficulties, as I said, because the full moon represents an opposition. And in this case, the full moon is in the fourth house of your emotional foundations, and the sun is in the 10th house of career and status. So this is really an important time to establish your emotional security. You need to be very sensitive with family members who may be feeling a little bit strung out. This is the area of home and family. So give your support, but perhaps not your opinions unless asked for. So home and hearth should be giving you a chance to recharge your batteries. Then you can take on the world. The next important change happens as the planet Venus goes into Virgo and your 9th house of the higher mind. Now, this is not the happiest sign for Venus, so you have to be careful not to be too critical of other people. Venus, when transiting the 9th house, inspires you to broaden your mind and learn about different people, different cultures, and faraway places. You may be involved in religious or philosophical understanding, and you might be discussing with other people. So you can expand your sense of personal ambition by becoming more aware of the rules behind success. New people and new ideas can add color and a little bit of spice to your life. The weekend is disrupted by what I call a clash between warriors and the coming confusion of Mercury going retrograde. And this is really important, and it's perhaps why the Tower card is here, because the Tower card does represent disruption and unforeseen changes. Now, no one likes a surprise, especially if it destroys the status quo of what we have become accustomed to. So make sure that you are careful in your reaction time. You don't want to fly off the handle, and you don't want your ego to get out of control. Others may be looking for a fight, especially with all the opposition energy and the squared energy here. And if you get involved in a fight, it might be a fight to the finish, so do be careful. Now, the week will end as flighty Mercury in the 11th house is opposed by erratic Uranus in the 5th house of pleasure and romance. So, this is a disruptive and confusing energy, and it's going to happen twice this month because of the Mercury retrograde, and that'll be on the 7th and the 19th. Now, Uranus in the 5th house suggests that you'll have to be careful with new people. This can be a creative and romantic time, but remember to move slowly and maintain propriety. Don't be too willful or independent, or you may miss the boat. And the opposition to Mercury up in the 11th house warns you to speak softly and listen carefully to other people. Don't start a war of words that you cannot win. Now that's really important because Mars is in the 4th house, and Mars is the god of war, and he is stimulating you on a deep emotional level. Make sure you know exactly how you're feeling when interacting with loved ones. Any excess energy should be used carefully, so get rid of the chores. Just take care of them, and you'll feel productive. Now, Mars squares Pluto, and Pluto is in the 1st house, and Pluto's with Saturn and Jupiter. There's been a lot of energy there for a long time, and this can help intensify your personality, but also your need to understand the power of how you project yourself and how that affects others. Excitement is in the air, there's no question about that, but there also be conflict. So conquer your boundaries, explore new possibilities, but do so wisely. Madness is bondage to the past. Personal freedom may be the gift of this energy. The card for the end of this week is the Hanged Man. And you might say, oh, the guy's upside down, that's difficult. Well, perhaps, but if you look closely, you do not see any difficulty in his face. In fact, there is a sense of calm and repose. And what this card suggests is that we need to take a different perspective on our life. Now, this can be a very valuable lesson, especially with Mercury going retrograde. That's going to happen on the 11th, and will be up here in, it'll be in the 11th house on the 13th of the month. Too many numbers close together. Now, this suggests that other people may not have the same goals and beliefs that you do. And you might want to be the center of attention and have everybody to listen to you, but, don't do that by being foolish or too dogmatic. And that becomes very important because the Sun is moving towards Mercury, and he's going to conjunct Mercury on the 25th. This can add a little extra confusion and stubbornness, so be careful in career and social issues. Know what you want to achieve and why. You must also protect your reputation. The card for the 3rd week is the Lovers. And I always say, I love that card. Now, this card often represents that a choice must be made, following what you want for pleasure and enjoyment, or the possibility of flirting with temptation. Now, there may be an important choice to be made, which must be guided by your higher aspirations and the inspiration that comes from above. You must remember that love is a serious adventure, and it demands cooperation and commitment between two people. Now, this is very important because there is an opposition between Venus, which represents the earthly love nature, and Neptune, which represents the higher spiritual love nature. Now, this opposition can shatter the illusions of love. You might think you're getting one thing and find out later that that wasn't the truth. So don't be wearing your rose-colored glasses. Keep your logical mind working. Now, there is a little help that comes your way in the area of love because Venus is making a double trine to Pluto and to Saturn. So this can be very helpful. Pluto is just continuing to bring powerful changes to your personality and the way you project yourself. And for you, power is a magnet, but you must learn to use it well. And the beautiful trine from Venus up in your ninth house inspires you to broaden your mind, to meet with different people, to understand different cultures. So new people and new ideas can add color and spice to your life. And the trine to Saturn is also helpful because Saturn always stabilizes energy, and in this case, stabilizes your impulsiveness. So focus your energy on self-improvement. You have a natural ability to control and focus yourself to important goals. That's just part of your nature. The final week is October 25th to 31st. And the card for the beginning of this week is the Four of Swords. And as you look closely, you can see that this is a card that represents rest and repose. Now think of all the energy that has gone on during this transitional month. And you might feel at odds and you might need to really gather your forces together. And you can do that if you spend some time in quiet and in solitude. Now that may be very valuable because there's another jolt coming at the very end of the month. It's the combination of the full moon, which will conjunct Uranus. So the moon is going to be traveling around and he's going to conjunct Uranus, and the sun will move into an opposition with that, and that is the second full moon of the month. Now, since this occurs from the 11th house to the 5th house, you have to maintain a balance between what your social ambitions are and your intimate relationships, what you need from your best friend or your lover or whatever. So this is the inside of you, this is the outer world that you deal with. So you maintain a balance between that. It's great to be in social demand, but responsibilities are always there, and they can get in the way of your personal expression and enjoyment. So try to maintain your social connections without losing the time you need for intimate relationship. It takes a bit of a genius, but you may be able to put your creativity to work for a group while still finding some time for romance. So enjoy! Thank you for watching. Please like and share these videos with your friends, for they are free. That's a great price. And I hope you have a great month.